Welcome to Factorio Space Exploration. This is a summary of episodes of stream day 24. So this corresponds to the VODs previously uploaded on YouTube that would have had the numbers 93 and onwards. So why are we doing this? Let's do a recap. I've been migrating a lot of Twitch VODs to my YouTube channel, and I feel that it's a bit of a rehash content, so I want to make sure that what goes on my YouTube is genuine new content that's created for YouTube, such as this. Even though, on the other hand, I also acknowledge that since I'm streaming a lot, it can be difficult to keep up if you, for example, have a vacation or work or real life or anything like that. So I want to give the opportunity to have an easy way to catch up without watching many hours of stream content afterwards, since that can be for some boring, for some irrelevant, and therefore I want to make these summary episodes. So every stream on Twitch will be followed presumably the day after with a summary episode that will be 10 to 25 minutes depending on the amount of content and how much I want to go through with it. And that's basically what we have here. So it's a new concept. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'm going to run this for at least a month. Then we're going to evaluate whether you like it or whether we don't like it, or whether it's too much work or too little work or whatever it is. So anyway, without further ado, let's recap what happened on the previous stream. So this is our base at the end of the stream, and this is where we're going to take our starting point. We're going to split it in two parts. What happens here on Novus, on the planet, and what happens in orbit. So one of the big things that happened during this session was actually the fact that we have now built a second rocket facility. These are cargo rocket silos. This one is, oh, how I wish I could change it, but this one is quite aggressively. That's actually, I can see my inventory is full of something that should not be there. These here, they're gonna be very much appreciated, and these as well. So this is, yeah, we'll get back to some of the bottlenecks in this space. Well, it's pretty obvious what it is. It's oil, as always, but that's, oh no, I spoiled it. So what we did was we saw that at the end of the last episode we had in the previous stream, we had basically tried cramming everything into one rocket, and there was just too much. It was just too many things. So now I have one rocket with stuff. I think it's easier if I hover over here, and this one is very important, just ready to go. Again, just hit the launch button and we are off and into space. You can see 21,000 space scaffolding. Those are expensive, and those are our bread and butter when we get to space. Then I've added a number of additional things. There are some icons that you may not be familiar with at the lower level here, and those are very interesting and relevant. So we'll come back to that. But that one is, let me hover away from it so I don't accidentally launch it. This one is ready to go, containing supplies in terms of, production materials. This other one, it's not quite ready to go. Still missing some rocket sections. That's fine. It's a lot of science that we have here. This one is supposed to take 5,000 of each science, but it currently has 8,000. So it's doing 8,000 science of each science. I have limited so it doesn't send military science, because we really don't need that much military science in space. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to run out before I start filling up again. Hence the broken belt. And this one is the landing pad where they hopefully land when they come back, and our little big rock. And that one should actually not be here. It should be reintegrated into that one where we have too many of these already. That is what it is. So this is what we've been, the primary thing. So this means that if we now switch to the Novus view, the orbit view, you can see the base here. It's not big, but it's getting bigger. It has two new things that are interesting. One thing that's actually very catastrophic, you can see here. This one is almost blown up. I think it's because of the robots. How many robots do we have left? We have 263, and we have 295. We used to have, you put 500 in, and I honestly think that these have blown up here. There could also be a meteor that hit. It's more likely that it's a meteor. But anyway, this one is barely alive. It's pretty critical actually. How many hit points? Can I see how much hit points? Whoa, it has what? 150 hit points. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Someone forget to give it hit points. Yikes. That's I hate saying that. So these are our rocket defense. This is not supposed to defend against raids in space because you don't want to have raids in space. It is supposed to defend against sort of the occasional rocket coming in, or the occasional meteor coming in, and that should be ample defense. It can take in average 4, and there shouldn't be more than 4 coming in at any given time. So what we have here is we have the landing pad. It exports all of the 7 different things, and it goes out here. So we have a lot of materials already sent here, like 2,300 rocket fuel. I just bring this so that I can, if I get into trouble with accidentally not having enough fuel for whatever reason, then I can bring it back. Also, we have here just a lot of crafting materials that we should use. This one has 300 hit points. Why does everyone have so much less request a warehouse? Crazy. I'm just getting freaking out now. And yeah, I am freaking out about it. Alright, so this is our space situation here. There's science. Oh, that's not what I wanted to click. I want to click this one. I wonder if I could... Now I need some construction bots as well here in space to actually save this, and some repair packs. Remind me to do that. Right, we wanted to see the power. So the power here is actually, this is the majority. It uses 50 megawatts continuously. And the 50 megawatts continuously is actually when it is in idle state. It'll peak up to 200 to 100 double when it's actually loading. So we did that. It's good. This base is ready to start building. I mean, the 21,000 space scaffolding is what the background here. You will definitely see that's going to come in handy, so we can start actually building the science, because that's one of the things that we've done. We've been very busy on researching here. Let's go up to take a look at the green stuff. We have been sort of dedicated towards going towards this spaceship, because that seems like an awesome thing. And we've unlocked the three easy space packs, at least the technology for it. We certainly don't have it. Look at this. This is where it goes. It starts with a space assembler, and then we have a space manufacturer. Space manufacturer is one of the buildings that you saw back on Nauvis here. Am I in the car? Yes, I am. In here? Nope. And the lower, yeah, these here, space manufacturer. These are needed because a lot of the products we want to build here, like all of these, can only be built in the space manufacturer, which means we actually need to bring a lot of stuff to space so that we can actually build this. That means over the longer term, we are going to get a lot of the base materials to space, so we can actually build all of these machines as we need, because we can't build them on the ground. Now that's really focused very much on this. Let's take a look out into our base. Well, the most noticeable thing that we've built is actually not even there. So maybe not really going there is kind of redundant to go there. But still, we'll go there just to take a look. We used to have a grand science facility here, but that has been migrated to the space. Let's actually look at the space so I can show you how it works in the difference. These ones, they have productivity module 3, and you can see here how efficient these are. Minus 42% speed, but plus 48% productivity. So it's 50. It's almost 50% productivity, which is way more than what you could put in one of these small ones. And that's kind of the next, that is the next thing. So we had an upgrade of, the space exploration. And one of the big changes to the recent edition of space exploration is the fact that it's, that now modules, let's go with this, modules now come in, I wish I could do it. They now come in modules 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to 9, which is insane. The most insane part here is the energy consumption, which is supposedly balancing out the 100% speed. Let's look at the productivity instead. Just give it sense of that. How much productivity do you get from one? We get 20% productivity. That doesn't seem like much, but when you then put 4 of them in, then we suddenly have 120 productivity on our science labs. Yes, I like. However, this is unreasonable science. By the time we do that, we are probably also done with this series. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh, it's running fast. This is another little matter that we can take a look at while we are here. This one is, again, we do have a few locations here and here that's still operating with the miners that needs to be replaced. Although this one is very difficult to replace because it's in the middle of an intersection. So I'm probably gonna let these ride here. It unfortunately also means that, yeah, they're not like awesome at, they won't be able to keep up entirely. You can see it's already empty. Let's see how much, yeah, and it bumps into things. It's just derpy, yeah. How much do we get in? Boom. Okay. Not a lot. That needs to be improved. Are these Mark 3s? And these are Mark 4s. Okay, so we can do that. Now, one of the big things that we did change was this one. We made our new modules. Our new modules are, as you can see here. Can I click it? Like this. Now these ones are now researched. There. So they'll start consuming all the poor red circuits again. And this one means really red circuits are going to be extremely used. And I used all of these. I've been using them quite a lot because this is really, I can exchange, yes, raw materials that will accumulate all the time, plus some power that we have stupid amounts of, into more free materials, free stuff. And I like free stuff. Specifically, I like free stuff for the stuff that is most important in my base, such as oil. You can see here that there's a lot of things here that's going on. And for us, one of the key next parts is actually looking at the things that run out, like stone. I know that stone is potentially an issue because now it's being consumed very rapidly by glass. So that's going to be one of the issues. So we will definitely in the future need that. But what we do have done, oh, that one as well should probably be upgraded with modules and modules. Everything that's really expensive should be done by modules. So these all have now been switched on. Here, just hold still. Right, so you can see over on the right hand side, 14% productivity and crafting speed 1. So 2 Mark III productivity modules slow it down exactly as much as 1 Mark III. That means the ratio stays the same, but it'll have more output. Likewise on this side, more output. Likewise on this, more output. This one, we don't use very much lubricant, so I didn't bother to put it in there. Now all this is working, and this is our true bottleneck. We look at this one, 22, how much is this? 41. Okay, so this will go down to like 16 or something, but this is the one that's working, right? This is the one that's just chugging along and constraining everything else. So where are you going? You are, okay, that's actually a shame that you're going to sulfur. I was hoping you would go to plastic because that's kind of, whoa, yeah, we just had an explosion there. And plastic is just so small. Let's hitch a ride up there with our little speedy car here. Get a sense of how fast it actually drives. It goes up above 200 once it finds a good slope or a good straight. Yeah, just peaked over 200 and then it's slowed down again. This is another location that we've been firing up as much as we possibly can with modules and beacons. Not much is going on here because it's still constrained by this. You can see there's only 2,000 petroleum left. So the petroleum is our big bottleneck, and that amounts to plastic. And I can look at this plastic. Whoops, inoperable. That's not where you're going. Plastic. Yeah, to low density structures. Yeah, so low density structures is short on this. This one I would also imagine, yes, you're also running out. We definitely need this one to be upgraded as well. So there's a lot of things to work on. This one probably should be, you applied a lot of productivity modules just to get a lot of free stuff. Right, so let's see, what else did we do? We did also the low density structures. Now we did already go there. No, we didn't go there, but we talked about it. That is one of our constraints. So let's actually go to this location and have a look at what it, how well it operates at this moment. Please don't hit me. Now this is not the most intuitive direction. See, this one is slowed down because of lack of stone, which is another one of the items that we know we're short on. Now, the reason why we're kind of short on everything, now also space scaffolding, is because we've just requested 8,000 of every single science and 21,000 space scaffolding. That has a natural tendency to draw a lot of materials out of the network, and now the network has to replenish itself, which is what it's doing now. So this one, slowly, surely, these ones are also updated as most other things are. Now the last thing we actually built here, or actually applied, let's take that for a spin so we can see the activity of it. Here you can see this is our train. There's lots of green lights. Green lights means that the train is full. 400 beautiful artillery shots ready to go at a moment's notice. What I'm doing here, using this, I am, as you can see, this is our research we are ongoing. It's not particularly fast, I'm going to admit that. Absolutely not a fast one. Alright, jump up. And should we just make a little platform here? I think we should. Maybe on the other side as well. Because I know someone who likes not getting their feet burned off when they're getting in and out of an artillery train. There, that would be me, in case you doubted. Now this one has a kind of a special way that I'm operating it. It basically goes to a location and then fires from there. The top here is also a critical location that isn't supported well enough. Now we have this one that for some reason is bugging us. So let's go to this location. That's probably where we can get the closest. I'm going to put a new condition of saying it empty so that it actually stops there. There you go here. This is 400 ammunition operational, and these, how much do we have in? Yeah, we do have a bit. It's not a lot, but 400 is a lot of shots compared to our very short range. Once we get this range, it's going to take a while, but once we get the range, we can get further out. So you can see here, the range in and of itself is not very big. But once we do that thing, now we're getting somewhere. And we can start applying the pressure down here. Can we do anything else? No, they have not expanded anywhere else in this area. I don't dare getting up here, because although that would be so tempting to do that, the fact that we could have them go this way around is going to be an issue. We're going to have to leave those as they are. Did we get it? We can also just get that one just for good measure. And what I can then do is go in here and take a look at where else we might have issues. Yeah, you know what? This one might be the case. There. Empty cargo. Like that. So it's now en route to that location. It's not a fast train, but it has to it has to operate fully autonomous. Otherwise, it's just going to get into trouble. Advanced circuit, yeah, advanced circuit, plastic. Those are known things. Petroleum, it comes from the petroleum. There will also be then manifesting as lack of low density structures and lack of space platform. And that would be where we have the issues, and it all comes back to lack of petroleum. So increasing petroleum would be a good thing to do. This one here, how is that one doing? Would be nice if this one actually came in a bit more often than... Oh, right, because this one is actually fine. So it's not actually more raw, it's simply the processing that's not fast enough. Let's see if we have anything within range. Yeah, there's something that kind of has expanded a bit, and that one as well. I mean, we don't really need to kill these, but you know me, I like killing my biters. We are not anymore as tightly squeezed when it comes to these materials, because they will accumulate before we are ready for the next. Oops, could probably just have been a single one. Oh, look at that. We uncovered some new. Right, I know I'm not particularly efficient with this, and I don't care. Look, that's interesting. That's a weird way that it had decided to spawn it, and it's not because I think I've respawned it. It might have been a sort of like a patch or something. And what we can do now, once this one is all done, it'll fire up this one, see that one. Come on. Yes. It doesn't really know where to go. Yeah, they are naturally coming in here. And what I will then do is I will take my train from here and also squeeze it in to this location. So that's basically something we can do once in a while, go out and clear, and then we can head back. I feel that this has been amply proven what it does, and it is able, with the sort of the corners we have out here, to keep things clear, except for this area up here, because we really want to tap some more oil up here, but that's later on, right? Later on. So that's basically where we are on our working. You know what? Actually, I'll just forget about this. We need to go back to that location. All right, so that's gonna be here. So one of the things that was really important for me was making sure that before I go too much into space, I need to be sure that when I go to space, the rest of my base here on Navis is operating at maximum capacity. And if it's 95% stalled because of petroleum or because of coal or stone, some of the things that we've had issues with, for example, coal was just not there. And now I've added coal to very high quantities. So that's that will. Let's take the car. That will give me the peace of mind that I need in order to focus on the teching in space. And right now we are not there. That's very important that it needs to be done. Also, another thing that I want to show you. Can I do that myself? Can I drive the truck? No, I think I've also been blocking myself from driving this truck. Look at that. It's been updated. There's a nice little Nilos icon. You can get this if you, for whatever reason, if you want to get it. It is on the mod portal. It's called Angels Mods. It's made by Archangel, obviously. And it is loud. It's called Nilos Decoration, I think. It has some really cool other things as well. Some lamps, some rotating logos. We actually should build a few of those here and there. Anyway, time for us to wrap up. Let me just remind you that the full VOD, if you want to see all the hassle of getting there, if you want to see the ranting, all that stuff, if you want to see all of that, then you can do that in the link in the description below. There will be a link to the full VOD. It's on my secondary channel, so it doesn't clutter up the main channel. So that's how it's going to be from the future. A summary episode here. This one's a bit long because it was the first one, and on top of that, there will be the full VODs available on the secondary channel. I hope you will appreciate this. I hope you will enjoy this. And I'll see you guys in the next stream, or maybe here on YouTube for another summary episode. I'd highly recommend, if you at all have the possibility, to check over on Twitch when I'm available. Then you can drop by and say hi, if nothing else. Anyway, thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you around. Stay effective.